What's up guys, Shane Starnes here with Droid Modder X, and the Galaxy S9 is one of the fastest phones that I've ever used. With the Snapdragon 845 processor and 4GB of RAM, it takes a whole lot to slow this phone down, but what if I told you it could be even faster? Today I'm going to show you guys how to activate beast mode on the Galaxy S9. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is turn off the battery optimizer. The Galaxy S9 is optimized for battery life by default, which means that TouchWiz is going to constantly shut down applications that you aren't currently using. This really affects your multitasking, as when you try to reload an application, it's going to reload from scratch. It won't be there just waiting for you to open it. So in order to do this, we're going to go in our settings, go into device maintenance, click on the battery button, and you'll see here that everything is already set to save power. But what you'll want to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom where it says unmonitored apps. If you go ahead and add your applications to the unmonitored apps list, it says these apps can use as much power as they want, and App Power Monitor will not do anything to stop them. So these applications, once you open them, they'll be open in the background and ready for you to return to them at a moment's notice. You're not going to have to wait for them to relaunch from scratch. If you have a favorite game of yours, it takes a little while to load up, and you're going to be multitasking going from that game into another application, say maybe into a social media app, and you don't want to have to wait for that game to reload from scratch every time, then you'll definitely want to put it in this unmonitored apps list. The next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and disable all of the bloatware. So I have the AT&T version here, and there is just a ton of unnecessary applications. These applications, if they're running in the background, take up some precious resources. I'm not going to use them, so there's really no need to keep them on the phone. So in order to remove these, you'll just simply press and hold. Some of them you'll be able to uninstall. That one I was able to uninstall completely. Some of these, if they're system apps, you can only disable them. It means that they're not totally uninstalled and deleted from your device, but they're not going to be using up resources. So they're not going to be using up your RAM. They won't be running in the background, draining your battery. It's going to increase your overall performance. So we'll just kind of go through and disable all these extra apps. Oftentimes you'll notice that carriers also include some games. A lot of times these games take up lots and lots of your storage space. So if you bought a 64GB version of the phone, it may take up to 2 GB of that storage. You want to definitely get rid of those. So we'll kind of just press and hold and uninstall. You didn't ask for these games. There's no reason for you to keep them if you're not going to use them. So the next thing that we're going to do here may seem a bit counterintuitive. You have this QHD Plus display here with tons and tons of pixels. But in order to generate all those pixels on your phone, it does take extra resources, and it's also taking a little bit of extra battery life. So in order to save on mostly the battery life, you're not really going to see much of a performance boost. You will see a bit of a performance boost, but mostly to save your battery life, you want to go ahead and turn down your resolution. So to do that, we'll go into our settings, we'll go into display, we'll go into resolution. Now, by default, it is set at 1080p. Of course, you can set it to the QHD Plus, or you can set it to just regular HD Plus, and this is 720p. And this is going to save the most amount of battery life, and you're also going to see a bit of a performance boost. The next thing you'll want to do is to go ahead and uninstall applications that are eating up unnecessary resources that you normally don't use. The way you're going to find out which applications use up the most resources is you're going to head into your settings, go down to About Phone, and go into your software information, click on this build number 7 times until you unlock developer mode. Go back and open up the developer options and check out your running services. This is going to tell you all of the applications that are currently running in the background, and you can find the ones that are using up the most resources. Currently I'm using the settings application, and it's using 186 megabits of my RAM. If we scroll down here, Bixby Home is currently using 52 megabits of RAM, and I don't actually ever use Bixby Home. It would be easy enough to disable that service since I'm not using it anyway. If you see any applications using 200 megabytes or more, you'll probably want to go ahead and either disable them or uninstall them from your phone. While we're in developer options, we'll go ahead and set up our animations. So the animation going from your settings back to your home, and when you open up an application, those animations can actually be sped up. So we're going to do that real quickly. That's just going to make our phone feel faster because we're not having to wait on the animation. So you'll go all the way down here to where you see window animation scale. Go ahead and set that to 1/2. Transition animation scale, the same thing, 1/2. And animator duration scale, 1/2. You'll notice that the phone seems much more fluid and fast, and screens just tend to feel like they open up much faster. Alright guys, that about wraps it up for this video. Beast mode has officially been activated on your Galaxy S9. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this in the future. You can find more of me at droidmodderx.com. Follow me on Twitter at droidmodderx. Thanks guys for watching. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next one.